po ebintu nno nga bineetumingiriza kitegedde mwasuze mutya abantu bange kamba kuba akayimba kakafa emirundi ng'esatu mwebalekeera abakedde genda soma amanya kansooka enve wano ewantu awenyenye ennyo baabo
fenna wamu tukikusa
It's the cafe. Oh, it's Shamar! Hey!
Muna! Duri walala!
Nindebo Galoria Korhamon Boxing Bomwe Emerman Petwaza Bueno tukwata lise we can do it together as well Kenya ukana mubuzarwa Nenyikiriza zaitu Nikeki fora bembaganiza Tumbeke hanga yetu hamu
Yes, we can do it together as well.
We can do it together as well
Eyo mukokola tuyombagana tulwanagana tusojjagana naye tukwatira ewamu anti agali awamu ge galuma ennyama so we can do it. We can do it.
Yes, we can do it together as well. We can do it together as well.
Muna, ematoka gitemberi.
Bana, tuli kutuwa.
Tuli mukatale.
Where the highs and lows may be there, the fights may be there, but when we get together as one, we can do it, we can do it. Tuchisobola, tuchibasa.
Fenna wamu tukikusa
Morning. The story is going to begin shortly.
It's the cafe. Oh, it's Shamar!
Hey! Okay, man. It's what's amazing when I'm by my side. Mutima wange sitoba to make my life easy to pana na walala to papala when I'm up just like with me made go no sigumira ingamezi tingana mweto tiwira kea tugwanigo nete fuluga tumalize kera katuli baby
Baby girl, you will rock with me. Keep it on my side, you will stuck with me.
It's not a feeling time when you're by my side, girl.
When you kiss me, when you touch me, the way you love me. Muni muti abantu bange. Yeah. Joshua we barekera. Africa Carota we barekera. Pade. Nelson Wabui. Eddie. One Weekly. Yes. Ronald Impamia, Moses Heath, Cosmas Agava, Access News, Antonio, Solo Extra, good morning. Dowens Bwambale, good morning. Chris Da Vinci, Ways Alvin, Muyombia Mark, Abu Kenya Abe, Mutumba Pade. Good morning, people. For the love of cars. Now, today I'm going to be telling you my journey with the Corolla. Yes, and well, basically the journey with my Corolla is a journey with everything that we have in life. It's like a journey with your phone. It's a journey with your last car. It's the journey with your last house. Yeah, you basically have to acquire, buy, learn, and do better. Strive to do better all the time. Edwin Mugelwa, high voltage, Chidisha Baba. Wagaza vitizi pade. Vitizi kamoroka kabaragavu. Yeah. Nenge bibikyali awo bana. Nze ekyanoonya highest bidder owa Corolla. Sagala abantu bakawaswa milioni 10. Oyina kugula emoroka eyo sente nga zisukka mu milioni 10. Bonoba highest bidder ngoli wa milioni 10 ne15. Era nja jiguza. I'm a very fair person. The way you love me, the way you love me. Juma, good morning, Richard Nabongo. Elikutaya, Sembela, Elikutaya. What are you going? Chiturina, Uganda, Navasunga, Nabona Bagamba. You're my number one, gonna become my wife. Chiturina, Uganda, Navasunga, Nabona Bagamba. Navagamba, Teriakutwala, Teriakuvimba, Teriakusomola. Every girl you will rock with me, keep you by my side, you will stuck with me. What do you about to bang? So, omanyano ready eri mukana akamoroka ate yo ya mapesa yange yali ya no bunyola bunyozi nti volume navaayo nekateno ya pesa ya bupesa onyiga bwote. But anyway guys, good morning. I hope you guys are having a very good morning. I hope you had a good night. If you did not have a good night or if you don't have a good morning, nayengo chari for the love of cars, that's a good sign. Chitegeza, you're positive about life and things will get better. Hey, this car actually has this light. I hadn't explored it, so we can actually have good light, right? You see? So there is an upgrade, there is a better side to everything that happens in life. So I got a new car, and well, this didn't have, the other one didn't have this light, and now this one has this light. Ensonga lwaki situndako Corolla yange weekend. Omukyala oli ayinza okujja n'ampa ssente mu vitiizi eno. Okitegeera aye naye ayinza okuba broadcast agiraba nga naye moroka agyesunze. Naye bw'ajja n'atampa ssente wiiki ejja Corolla mugitwale. Yeah. Akatalako weekali. Mbadde simanyi nti I can actually have this light. So we can always have a very good broadcast. So now I think we can even have our night broadcasts again, right? Arthur, ala bakugambye mbu ogaana emiti oyambadde ejjembe. Access news abaana tebategeera butegeereza. Lwotayambale ku necklace zaffe olw'okuba bateeka emiti mu mmotoka. Bateeka emiti gyabwe mu mmoroka. Kasita omanyi the thing that happens bw'aba akuguza emmoroka emiti gye agiggyemu. Atwale emiti gye akuwe emmoroka. But the thing is omuntu akuguza emmoroka n'emiti gye n'agirekamu. Okitegeera. Good morning Ronald Jombwe. Baliwa nabuuzizanga music akyaliko Joshua, Africa Carota, Pade, Wabuyi Nelson, Eddie, Wam Wycliffe, Ronald, Impamia, Moses Heath, Baba, Solo, Extra Access News, Cosmas Agaba. Muli mutya, how is your morning? I hope the morning is doing well. Yeah, so my journey with the Corolla. You remember the last one you held? Nabadde yesterday Bagamba. Mukero ngenda gisamu ine bikapeti byenjagala njiteekemu ebizungu yanjiteekemu abagenda okuddamu okukola pre-purchase inspection nga munatula mu vitis nabagaye no vitis si Outlander si RAV4 tojja kukola inspection ojja n'ekika kyonna bw'oboze n'omuntu omulala jangu n'omuntu ogu omulala tugenda musasuza emitwalo 5 per hour because emoroka kati ntono eri executive of course naye ntono tetwagala bantu bagenda kujja emoroka mugimenye okitegeera. But anyway, so today Vitz has the Vitz has a good view even when I turn the camera like this, right? So my journey with the Corolla. I bought the Corolla in 2021. Yes, I bought the Corolla in 2021. Now, before the Corolla, I used to drive a Primo old model. Oh, sorry, I used to drive a Primo old model. It was manual again, and well, when we went to buy that Corolla, they told us it was an automatic, and we got to the place and it was manual. I almost changed my mind because my mind was turned to buying an automatic car this time, and I found a manual car. But somehow, I was convinced to buy the manual one, and I don't regret buying a manual one. First of all, it saves fuel. With the distance I travel, you either have a very small engine car or you have a manual car, and you learn how to manage that manual car. So so we bought the car. Now how much I bought the car right now is irrelevant, because over the years I've put work into that car to make it better, right? And abali baguze ku motoka, you know that the way you buy a car is not the way you keep it all for all the time. And for the guys that have been following me for some time, you know that I've been putting work into that car over time. I've been making it better regardless. Chemba manya nti that car I never really foresaw me selling that car. So buliche nakolanga nachikola envisioning myself driving that car for the next couple of years. But it so happened that we got this Vitz which was on offer at the time, and I went paid for it. And I think the owner of this car, you know how you can have a problem and no one is willing to help you, or everyone is basically telling you they don't have money. So I think that's what happened with this person, and he had a problem of 2 million shillings. You'll be surprised. So he was selling his car very fast to deal with the problem that night of 2 million shillings, and namwa sente zochiro sawa satu ochitegere moroka najisigaza nga mwadde ku sente. But then of course ba broker bwe bajja ne bazibuwaza omulimu. That's why I left him with the car, and he went with it. Then he gave it to me. He gave it to me the next day. Was it the next day? Yeah, he gave it to me the next day, and since then I've had this car, because I have someone that is willing to buy this car, but the person that is willing to buy this car still has a lower budget than what we currently are at. However, omuntu namu adda sente ye yazikozesa zagwawo dda alinze balance. Agamba gweleta balance wange osasule n'ababroka nze nkuwe transfer form. Okitegeera. So that's where we are, and which is not a bad position though, not a very bad position. I've driven the car for a couple of days. Of course I did some work on this car, the Vitz, like it is. And now let's go back to the Corolla. Now this is a situation that is actually making me in a way sell my Corolla. This is a better car. The Corolla is definitely very reliable. It served its purpose. For the guys that I feel you guys. The guys that are saying, hey, Moroka Fetojitunda, I totally feel you. But I'm more attached to this car than you. My family is attached. Okay, the kids are not really attached to anything. But me and my wife, we love this Corolla. And we love the Corolla, but you know, you can have attachment to stuff. But these are worldly things. Like when we built our first house, we were in Kasangati, nearer to the town, nearer to the road and all that. And then we simply woke up one day and said, okay, I think we need to sell this car. I mean, we need to sell this house and move away, get to a bigger place, get to a more organized environment, an environment that will challenge us, an environment where people don't care if you progress or not. Life we had built in Kasanga, it was quickly turning into a slum. We were attached to this house. It was our first house. We had done everything, tiled, painted. Basically, finishing was done. It was a very nice place, and we kind of were attached to this house. Now, letting go of the house took time, and you know, it's not selling a house is not especially a good house, a house that you have no problem with. It's not something that you wake up in the morning and say, okay, you take time to think about it, right? Good morning, Nico Kaziwe, Gerald Sonko. But someone to sell you a car with his miti, that means a mandwa abazi kuwadenga bonus. Antonio Zisagara bonus. So Major Moses, how are you? Kambaze kukubala. It's good to get such individuals always. The cars are better buy. How much does one need to replace a Primo Ordinary 3S 1998 with a new one? And then the price of a good second-hand engine also. Have about 3 million. Yes, lawyer Brian. Good morning. Freddy Nkuzema Dukule. Yes. So it so happens that we have attachments, That's how we sold our first house in Uganda. Let's move to a faraway place. And our goal was simply to go to a place that is organized, a place that challenges us. And that's how we ended up 35 kilometers away from town. Now, when you talk about 35 kilometers away from town, it seems like it's really far, right? However, every time I think that the guys that live in Chira, where a plot of land is about 125 million, 90 million, they live 35 kilometers away from town, I'm happy with my 35 kilometers away from town. Now, I totally understand the roads are bogus, fuel prices are hiked, and this is one of the reasons why a Vitz like this comes in handy. Now, what circumstance would make me let go of this Vitz? This Vitz is really nice. I would wish it for this lady. But if she can't afford it, I'd be really, really glad to keep it. Now, what if the lady comes with the money? What happens then? I keep my Corolla. I have no problem with my Corolla. I totally have no problem. I keep my Corolla. If she comes and gives me enough money to clear these guys off, because right now so if she comes and she's okay paying, she takes the car, I keep my Corolla. I would really wish this car to her, for her, because it's a really nice car. There's a car we bought, there's a Vitz we bought. It was a 1.3. But this car kind of has more power than the 1.3. I don't know why. There's something about this car, because I drove the 1.3 and then I go somewhere where the driver picked it from. You get it? So I experienced both cars. So this car, I would definitely wish it for this lady. Wabanga, she can afford it. I would also wish it for myself in a way. So I hope you know that I have to kind of strike a balance to make sure that the person that pays me for pre-purchase inspection gets something nice, but I make sure I don't get biased to not get her a car. So I just for tomorrow can never to 10. She'll definitely get. It's just that the cars that I'm getting right now, when you look at the amount of work that you need to do, and then this lady lives up country, so she's immediately going to drive this car she gets. She has to it up country. Move it to Veyo to get them Corolla. In a way, I don't know why I'm inclined to always talk about the stuff that I have at the moment. It also feels like it's going to rain the entire day, and also there's something stable about this car. You can get to 80 80 kilometers per hour. But it's too stable on the road. It's too stable on the road, much more stable than what you would think. Kali stable nyo. Atenga nze wemba wakasigaza ngenda kasamu shoko zonna nyampya. Nkatekemu springs empya. Ukitegeera, right? But it's actually very, very, very stable. That's why omukyalo nengeri gyali up country nti emmotoka agenda givuga agitwale up country. I would really wish that she takes it. Yeah, but sente mukimanyi ebintu bya sente tebabizanyiramu. Ebintu bya sente tebabizanyiramu, omuntu ayinza obanga sente taziweza. But regardless, we will get a car for her. I don't know when she comes. So I'll keep enjoying this car. Live from Busia border. I love the car music. Thank you, Frederick Bwire. Modric, good morning. Weba the computer doctor nze nchitwala. Mulinnya lya Yesu. Thanks, Arthur. I love manual car. Amina. Jango gule Corolla. Next week. Natumazo confirming nti ono omukyala tagenda kigula. Akakubako omukalaba bannange. Ndoza ne sound mugiwulira. Kakati wana abantu abalina emmotoka ezitalina SCA bwe babonaabonera. Well, this is where the struggle becomes real. If you're driving through the rain, it's recommended that you put your parking lights in or put double indicators. The reason why you do that is because the car that is coming head on might not know that you're a car. But when you're driving, if you're driving like a one way like this, the double indicators are not really needed. They are not really needed. Just put lights. Maybe parking lights over zikola. nga ne maso okola the indicators are not really needed. Kati you can put the double indicators what utadde mu mataala ne bantu mwe botandika ovuga emmotoka otandika ozira abantu abavuga vitsi nga muli bangi. Yeah? So I can't read comments. Let me read the comments when dropping abaana bano, then tuogere ebiddako. But anyway, let me tell you the story of the Corolla. And also during the rainy times, these are times that you should try as much as possible to go slow, toduka, because these are very dangerous times. Very dangerous for you to be driving very fast. Because the motor can never be betia or so a slippery road doesn't care about your tight brakes. It doesn't care that you maintain your car properly. It will be slippery. So my Corolla, I bought it in 2021 and I've driven it properly ever since. Actually, I bought it with working SC. I bought it from a rich man there in Kalungu. Omai Kalungu manyiyo. Nagenda paka Masaka. Omusajja gwe najigulako, he was really rich. Namusanga gitisemu amatoke. Ngatisa amatoke nkotanga 20 mu motoka eyo gye mulaba. And we found him at one of his homes. And he left bunches of matoke at one home. Then we drove the same car, took the other matoke to another home. Atenga zonna nyumba zali nsajja. So we first dropped matokes at different homes, netulya ne kufene. And then we paid him. We drove to Equity Bank, and then I paid him the money, and then I drove that car to Kampala. What's funny is that I bought that car, the speed meter wasn't working. It's one thing that I noticed. The speed meter wasn't working. The speed meter wasn't working, and the fuel gauge wasn't working. So those are the two things that I worked on the day I bought that car. And then I thought the AC wasn't working, so I got the AC guy to check it out. The AC was actually working. It was the fuse that was blown. The guy put gas for me, and ever since I've never actually worked on the AC again. So it has been a comfortable ride with AC and all, and it got me to be really picky about what cars I buy. That's why you guys realize there's a time I was looking for a second car, and I was really picky. I failed to get another car because I want a car that lives up to the standard of the Corolla. I want a car that is as good as the Corolla, and I hadn't gotten a car that is as good as the Corolla yet. That's why you saw that Narisi Nafuna Moroka. So morning, Arthur. Is the lady for the Vitz in constant contact with you? Because it's like you're talking alone in this. Pablo Henry, the lady is in contact. She actually gave me 2 million. Ye mwenyini yampa million ibiri. Yampa kusente. Which I offered to send back to her. Bwetwala banga emoroka bagiseddemu. Neba naye kajambo kawano kangendengezeko obokweto olole. Naye katukasigale leero. What do you think? So Pablo, I'm in contact with this lady. I have her money, by the way. She has never seen me, for starters, so she trusted me. She has never seen me. Why are you giving me this one? I eat just. I can't eat when I'm doing the broadcast. So you guys, this lady gave me money. When I took her, me, I saw the car najivugamu nenjirabanga nungi, and I wanted to get another car. And nze nga njivuzemu nga maze okugiraba kiki esobola okukola. I knew the car was worth the money. But well, I did not call the lady immediately. So what I did, I deposited 2 million on this car. Nembagamba mumanyi engeri ababuloka gye baagala okulemesa emmoroka eno because the guy really wanted money. When namuze bali ye nanyinyonyola ne muwaako emiliyoni 2 okitegeera. And I told him, you know what, babuloka baagala kulemesa mulimu, so kosigaze emmoroka yo twala sente ezo, we can talk tomorrow okitegeera. But I think the guy really just needed to solve a problem of 2 million. He has other cars, by the way. The guy we got this car from has a Mercedes Benz. I think it's like a 2020 or 2019. Zine Benz ezamaanyi ezo nga bugula ezijja amatala gesako, stuff like that. Really advanced Mercedes Benz. He had a fulfilled that he sold the next day, but I think that night he needed 2 million ngandoza anonyeza wajija taziraba. So I deposited 2 million on this car. That's the money I've paid on this car, by the way. Temundaba nganyumirwa nakamu ake million 2 zokka. So and the next day I called this lady because the next day that's when I got the car. I called the guy and got the car the next morning, and I drove it, and then I called the lady and the lady, her budget wasn't going up, so I told her, you know what, don't worry, if you can't buy this car, I'll personally buy it, because I called this gentleman, I'll buy it from you, but I'll buy it you get, and people kind of trust me. That's something that I've gotten. Your favor katonda jiyampa nti abantu bamanyi okunesa. So the guy said, yeah, you take the car. If the lady can't, then and I told him the lady is coming this week. Apparently she can't come this week as well. She might come next week. That's why I'm not selling my Corolla this week. I'm selling it next week after the lady has come. Now the question would be, is this car worth what the Corolla is? Well, for starters, this car is a good car. It will give me better mileage, and we both know we are always constantly looking for mileage. Give me better mileage. It's sexy. This car, I know you guys are looking, it's a new model, Vitz new model. You guys look at the Vitz new model and you think, oh, if Vitz looks like, this is sexy. Era omukyala bw'anaaba agintu tekajja kuba nkoze bubi, kuba ne bwe mba nzize mufuna Vitz endala mba sobola funa eri sexy ngeno. It has very nice sport rims, it has a really nice color, and yeah, it looks really nice on the outside, though I'll never show the outside of this car. I'm trying to keep anonymity with this car. Corolla yange abantu baali bagimanyi nnyo, so just know it's a Vitz, and I'll keep my windows up because it's era bwe ziba zikoma wano, so you literally can't see my face. So I'll try to keep anonymity with this car. Just know I'm driving a Vitz. It's a really nice Vitz. I'm talking about it thinking the lady, because budget yomchara terinya. So if it doesn't go up, we'll drive this very car, go get another car. Corolla. Kanda be comment ya abe agambe abe wasomera kalungu. Arthur, I've been watching your videos, but you are wonderful. You are a wonderful broadcast. Thank you, Ismail. Thank you very much. Bashiri Mukarazo Badobo Zenyo Chichi. If the 1.3cc Vitz was an automatic, then you are right to feel stronger than the other one. This is a CVT gear system, and it utilizes the torque evenly and doesn't lose energy anywhere. Yeah. Good morning, Ismail. Abe Agambi Asomera Kalungu. Deep in coffee, good morning. I'm late today. What's going on? How is the going here? The going is good. We are positive, like for the love of cars family. To be positive, guys. By the way, I want you to understand. There are times we go through tough times, and we think these tough times are going to last. But if you keep a positive attitude and anything, then you start finding out what else do I need to do to move forward. Paul Ntege the Great, good morning. Taremwa Agri, good morning. And what's wrong with this Sienta gearbox? Almost many have problems. Sienta has a CVT gearbox. CVT gearbox inakuba maintained properly. You make sure if it has a leakage, you fix it and stuff like that. Ugandans don't know how to maintain cars. Pade, by the way, Arthur, you have talked about speed. A speed meter and fuel gauge on the Corolla wasn't working. Did you buy a new clock, or by they just worked upon them? Because even me, the fuel gauge doesn't work. Now the fuel gauge has two possibilities. Fuse can blow, the gauge doesn't work. The gauge in the tank, because it has like a hand thingy that has to move, that can also stop the gauge from working. Then it can also be the clock thing, but the clock is the worst scenario. First, look at the fuse. If the fuse is okay, look at the gauge in the tank. If the gauge is okay, which I highly doubt, it's normally those two things. For me, it was the fuse. The speedometer, it was the sensors in the tires. Emotoka yali ya mukyalo, omusajja yali avuga vuza as long as it moves. Okitegeera. Also driving to work while listening and peeping in the video. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Steve Barros. Paul Ntege, is it manual? No, this is automatic. This is CVT. It's not really automatic. Ronald is Arthur. My budget is 16 to 18. Can I get a good practice? How about a wish? Where can I get a good car between these two in that budget? You can get both cars, and both cars can be in good condition. Now, depending on where you want to buy, but I can tell you that they will both be in good condition, 16 to 18. Yeah, I'd probably settle with the roof price 18 to get a much better one. So fuel gauge, those two things, Ojakwe Sanga Pade, it's normally the two things that have a problem. Which together, the fuse, it can be a fuse or katino akatala kamafuta kabulinkinga kati na ize sabi manyira emoro kengejeta nafuka yange sinagala gisamu mafuta mangi okitegeere kati neka ngene ntekemu ko ku mafuta agawerawerako akatala kana kabulinkinga nze kamalako emirembe. Alex and Vitz 2006 comparison. I would buy the Vitz. I'll buy the Vitz. I'm driving the Vitz 2006. I'll buy the Vitz. The Alex definitely gives you more power, but that comes with more consumption. It depends on definitely what you want to use the car for. But I've realized majority of you guys that buy cars, you buy the cars to enjoy. Kabsewa karango kanu. You guys, I do pre-purchase inspection. Bobo genda gula moroka nga toyagala kola rose, toyagala bakube, toyagala gula moroka ambi. I'm your man. I charge 400,000 for that service. I come with a mechanic, and your 400,000 covers 2 days for cars that are located in the central business district. I help you get a good car. I help you get a lovely car. I help you get at a good price. Ngabora be moroka eno, I cannot get you a car I would not buy. Ngabora bantu mcharo nade mufundi de moroka. Wadaba broka bayongedde sente ne balinyi surprise. I'm willing to actually buy the car myself because I know even at the price of broka ngabawanise, a moroka is still worth it. So just know that when you get pre-purchase inspection with me, there is no car that you buy that I would not buy. And one of the things that I make sure of is for you to understand that it's like we are buying me a car. So pre-purchase inspection is one way that I keep the channel running. So when you're going to buy a car, and sometimes you may think that when you don't give Arthur pre-purchase inspection fee, you're saving money. But I can tell you that you're not really saving money. Sometimes you're actually losing money. I've constantly given you scenarios, 2 scenarios that I've seen with my own eyes. One scenario was a scenario of a RAV4 guy gotwa sange machinde. Bari bamunguza RAV4 million 10 but the RAV4 was actually worth only 8 to 9. So we went and got this gentleman a RAV4 at 9 million. It was in better condition. It was better than the RAV4 jibari munguza 10 and I can tell you this gentleman was ready to pay 16 million for that RAV4 ARMB. Nasa sura RAV4 million imwenda, and at that time my inspection was I think 350 still, right? So he paid 350 and saved himself more than 5 million. You get? So one thing you need to understand is that when you do pre-purchase inspection with Arthur, you definitely save money. You're going to be saving money. You're going to be saving energy because all you have to think about is I like this car. That's all you have to think about. Is the car healthy? Is it a good offer? Does it look good? Is it? Ragnar, wake up! Aban, wake up! Yeah, so you guys, I need you to understand that pre-purchase inspection, on top of helping me keep this broadcast running, it also helps people get nice cars. Yeah, so don't be sarcastic when you're going to buy a car. I totally understand that there are people that can't afford 400,000. That's okay. That's why the free knowledge is here on the channel. So if you can't afford the 400,000, go ahead and buy a car on your own, and of course take the chances. Take the chances. That's what I can say. Arthur, I need a nice manual car. If I don't find yours, will you please find me? Yes, we will do our best to find a good manual car. Arthur, will you manage to get for me a Corolla 1.5 in a manual transmission between 10-15 million next year? Yeah. We shall try. Not my Corolla. I cannot guarantee you'll get a Corolla like mine. That I can't guarantee, because esawo ne bagamba ononye Corolla ya manual mu Kampala, ojja tambula ekibuga kyonna kyonna okomewo ku Corolla yange. Okitegeera, ojja tambula ekibuga kyonna kyonna okomewo ku Corolla yange. So one thing I can tell you is that I cannot guarantee you'll get a Corolla manual 1.5 like mine. That's one thing. And era mbagambi lwaki Corolla yonjitunda, era mbagambi lwaki sigitunda wiiki eno. Omukyala bw'ajja asasula emmoroka eno, Corolla yange nnyinza ogaana okugibaguza. Okitegeera. So I'm waiting for this lady to come and confirm if she will pay for this car. If she doesn't pay for this car, I'm keeping it, so I'm selling you the Corolla, and then I'll top up. Today I'm on the live. It's raining here. Chidi Lewis. Adam, good morning. For the recent cars, does the fuel gauge work only when the engine is on? Yes, starting I think 2001. the way you remind us pre-purchase inspection as if you forget it. Sylvester, I'm too passionate about what I do that sometimes I forget that there is a financial side to this thing, that I do the broadcast and I need to get some money and you guys give me some money. So, but I totally don't forget that I need to do pre-purchasing. But sometimes I get carried away and I just enjoy what we are doing here. But now we recommend them for pre-purchase inspection so that this channel keeps moving, so that we keep doing the broadcasts. Yeah. And then of course we are going to have a podcast, recorded podcast. We'll upload it. Our first guest is going to be Dr. Daniel Ranga, and Dr. Ranga is a psychiatrist, and we are going to be talking about matters of mental health, matters of your well-being emotionally and all that. I put a post in the community tabs of this channel where you can actually go and put your question, a question that you want Dr. Ranga to answer for you. Now you can put questions in regards that have to do with mental health, questions that have to do with emotions, questions that have to do with the brain, how the brain functions, questions that have to do how the universe works in terms of science, because that's what Dr. Ranga does. That's what the lot of Dr. Ranga does, about psychology, psychiatry and all that. For me, I'm definitely giving you a deal to inspect my car. I will buy a car this coming year, 2024. We appreciate your information on this channel. Amina. Raymond, good morning. The way it's raining these days, want running water wash you away in this place. Munange adamuno, you'll be surprised. Kavits kamotoka. Eno no motoka ya dala. Nze mbadde empisa zikawundo. Eggulo jeke yasise n'alowooza nnimba. Nze gwe mulaba mbadde empisa zikawundo. Nyina bwe mpisize emmotoka y'amajenge edduuka n'egiyisa zwi ng'ate sirinnye muliro nnyo. Nga nninnyeeku katono nti nga mureevu ndi 1.5. Bannange, akatala kabulinkinga nnyo kankanza ate ndi mujjaamu kanzikize. Nzijeko n'obutaala. Kuba tubatwe tumeroka eno tutonwe. Tunkanga n'okunkanga. Tubatwe tutono nnyo. So you'll forgive me, and simanyi batwe eno banga kiri esobola kumalako nga techa himbadde ndeseemu n'amatala kansoke nkube nziremu nzizeko mwira amata. Omanye moroka za automatic nzitya. Emoroka yange yammani eri senga batwe gwerako wano nfuna funyima abasajja nga babiri nga bansindika nga ntegula. Kati eno ki oyina kufuna muntu akujampinga. I'm actually tempted to get a second battery. Now this is where it comes in. A jump starting machine. I'm going to buy it. Bana moroka njogera ko ngore dajina. Choke moroka sajigulira nze. Moroka najigulira mukazi banange. I discovered this channel after buying a car, so I'm just doing checklist to see if I got a good deal, man. But I don't do a checklist. Just drive your car. Now, Arthur, how much should I prepare for UB Series VIT 2006? UB depending on which UB you want and depending on the condition of the car. Bara milioni 15 kwambuka waggulu kali. Depending on which UB, depending on the condition, depending on who is selling to you. Yeah. 15 kwambuka waggulu. So, my story of the Corolla. Now, we buy the Corolla, we bring it to Kampala. We have just moved to Matuga, 35 kilometers from town. And I can tell you that, of course, now it had one issue. You see, manual cars. Manual cars have gears. It has a gear selector here. You write a gear lever. Now that gear lever has cables that go straight to the gearbox. Now one of the cables, I think it's a cable. It's just one cable. It selects and inputs gear, removes gears. You get, and that cable, I think it broke Gayo in Masaka. And when it broke, because you guys have to understand that a motoka zombiaro teri spare. Actually, it was after buying that Corolla that I was telling you guys temugura motoka za mubyaro. Na nonya cable Kampala. Eya gear lever. Bantu mwe na nonya cable. Najigula emitwalaga. I bought it 200,000. Na yengo okujinonya twajinonye wakiseka nebula. Nga buli gye baleeta siyayo. We looked for the cable, kiseka mundeba cable nebule ya gear selector. Ne tufuna omukisa somewhere erubaga yali atemya akamotoka nga ka Corolla akonga ka manual. ne tufuna kebe eyo nansaba emitwalo 2 n'omusajja yaginoonya nansaba emitwalo 5 gye mitwalo 25. I think that's like the biggest problem that car had okuva lwe nali njiguze. The next problem that I had with that car was when I changed the engine and somehow I think the parts hadn't kind of aligned. That's when I mechanical wanginga chimulemye, and then we got someone else to look at the car. But it was just those two major problems. Ya cable, atenge ya cable tiyali ya amani. Kuwa musajja we Masaka oyo musajja yali yaji yanga ajivugirayo. It's just that nde rugezi rwange kwagala kubeera na moroka ngeri eri buli kimu kikola. Ne ntaganjula kebe eyo na atenze najigira. Senga sa agitaganjula kebe eyo ne kakati yali badde ekola. But anyway, those are the two issues. Ebirala byonna bibadde random maintenance. No maintenance. So choose a clutch, no brakes, you do service. No more random maintenance. Okujako, yeah, I think I resprayed it once. I resprayed it, I think around 2022. I sprayed that car. Then kurubula. And I realized that car I wasn't really careful while driving it because it was, and when I didn't akajifuna nali nganziruka nnyo ngebinyambi kuba bichi shocks zonna nnya naziteekamu mpya. All 4 shocks are new. I put new springs. That's why you see that it's a little raised. I put spacers. The engine is fresh. You all know that. I bought new seat covers. I had sent for a new radio. Which I won't give the person that buys because now I'm giving you at a cheap price. So I'll just put it in the VITs if I happen to keep these VITs. I hope you guys realize that I actually want the VITs myself. Now yeah, I have a code, professional code, pre-purchase inspection code. You buy a car for someone, you give it to them. No matter how good the car is, no matter how good you want it, you give it to them. That's a code. Arthur, my man, you're doing well. We used to gym together in Kasangati at Ivor's gym. One day we'll surely use your service. Amina Ivan. Chuka nkujjukire linnya ndijjukira Chuka. Nali manyi nickname. It's your real name. The way you're making me love it ngate mbadde saga. Togula vitizi gireka. Bwoba tojagala togigula nange nali sijagala. But somehow omukyalo ono yaluddewo okujosasula emmoroka ye nyina engeri gye njiwoomera gwe tolaba akatala kankajeeko nkataddeko kati mwemulaba ne writing yeekoze yokka kati ng'oŋŋamba ki nze vitizi sina kyenje ate nga sisiruku mbadde nkajeeko ng'ayina yajjokka zaako kanteekako n'akeeno side eno emmoroka erina ekizibu kimu kana akatala ka wano kakolera mu luggi lwokka nti when you open the doors it comes on, when you lock it goes off, which is also not bad. Yeah, ngenda gula jump starting machine bwe mba gula mvuga moroka automatic. Because one thing I realize moroka automatic bwe ba jump starting machine ya mitwalo 25 moroka automatic okusinga okubeera nga otwala omukisa nti ate mu kiseera banjumping, you just get your machine, hook it up on the battery and you jump your car and move away. So that's why I'm going to buy a jump starting machine. And all of you guys, if you have an automatic car, buy a jump starting machine. I'm going to import them. Muja kumpa kusente. That's one way you're going to support this channel. I'm going to import those jump starting machine, very good quality. Already nyina je natumiza esooka. I want to make sure that it's good condition. Then when ndaba nga it's good condition, nga mutandika okumpagira nga muzingulako. Zijja kuba very affordable, nja kuba siryako magoba mangi nnyo, nja kulyako otugoba otutonotono. Naye era muba muwagira muntu wammwe. My biggest problem that I like a car like this because it's affordable and easy to maintain. But I feel for the love I have to show off to women, it makes me confused. Women don't care. Are you sure, Moses? Guys, let me tell you this. Women don't care. Women don't care. Matamuloza senga abakazi bali bafayo senga bali kaoba pasta bavuga V8 nibagenda kubavuka ba chapati. These women bajja tukoze ensobi. Say if you make your decision based on women, ojja kola ensobi nyingi. These women don't care about you. As a matter of fact, ndiogedde mu luzungu. YouTube tejeyo video yaffe. Mwe kambyogere mu Luganda. Mwe bagayi. Abakyala bajja kukoza ensobi senga otandika okukola decisions zo based on a woman. bana embize mu luzungu tubaje video yange mwe bagayi abakyala bakoze ensobi abantu bangi bagudde olw'abakyala Samusoni yagolwa mukazi ekyo mukijjukira we can name Jeno Kazini mukazi ye yamujjawo okitegeera omukazi yali ayagala kusuula Kano Besigye mujjukira wano we yamutwala mu kooti n'agamba yamukwata so tokola decisions ngo besinga ku bakyala abo abakyala bajja kusuula muganda wange don't I think kye kintu ekimu kukyasinza okuba ekibi omusajja kyayinza okukola kola ebintu ng'obyagala nze I've never actually sidanga kawo nenga kangule morokena abakyala kati kankuli ekintu kimu bwobanga okola ekintu kyonna ng'oyagala okusanyusa abakyala genda mu gym bekyuma kimala because ekyo naawe kikuyamba okulabika obulungi kikuyamba okuwulira obulungi okitegeera naye ate nga nabo kibakuba tewabawo omukazi akulimba nti obunyama tebumulya kibanga musajja kuvaina agamba muze saagala nnyashi ewaani fenna nnyashi tujagala kanzikize kajjamu kalitiridde fenna teri musajja ajja kugamba tayagala nnyashi era omukazi bw'oba oli mukazi ng'olina bbaawo nga toyina nnyashi mwagale nnyo oyo musajja mugumiikiriza nnyo kakati mwe kyemuba mumanya nti abakyala bombalaba lwakuba nti bo ebintu byabwe ebiri so emotional naye nga nabo ebintu ebiri physical nabo babiraba nebibakuba bana guys pre-purchase inspection is very important because I recovered love of cars channel later yet I bought a car already but after watching this channel I see that I did a bad deal ipade moroka kije wakola bad deal the only bits I love is the RS antikati ngoyagala performance but nze banga lyemvugidde moroka I realize that we hardly need performance tetulina kye twagaza performance that's one thing I realized nze nga Arthur nti ebiseera ebisinga when you buy a car ogula kutambula kutuuka gy'olaga togula kutuuka mangu omuntu ateera nga nezine moroka entono era osobola okutuuka amangu okitege naye kati ono jjaamu ku mafuta amatono gennyina mu mmotoka ninda kukola nti akatala kali kati omukyalo ono yali ngambe sijja jigula bwangamba sijja jigula nze ntekemu amafuta gange omanyi ze namanyire ebintu bya fulu tanka nze nzijuze tanka yange naye bantu bange nze jjamu we Kampala simanyi kyetugenda mukolera era naliyose nenfuna kavitizi kano anti amafuna kakombako bukombe ni Anthony aganze saagala nnyashi as long as ampaaka sente nnyashi ne brown thighs saagala kumanya kasakuwa sente condition ogiwulidde ekitegeeza abakazi bw'oba tolina nnyashi kola sente it's a Honda Odyssey I bought it from my neighbor yali ayise vivi naye Odyssey kitegeeza bwaba yali ayise vivi naye wagula layisi kitegeeza ne bw'osalawo kutunda kati naawe osobola okutunda layisi n'ofuna emmoroka endala muli mutya abantu baffe tuli bulungi Brian oli otya so my story of the Corolla mbagambye Corolla eyo mugiraba literally mbadde n'ebizibu ebyo bibiri ekizibu kya cable n'ekizibu kya waliwe nakyusiza engine nti engine bw'ozikyusa baziyita camshaft timing ekyuka ne computer so idea that's why I was telling you guys normally if you buy a car if you buy a new engine gwoguzeeko bw'aba alina computer yajja ne engine eyo kiba kirungi n'omugamba computer n'agikuwa okitegeera n'akuwa computer yajja ne engine eyo n'obanga gy'okozesa that way nothing really changes because I don't know the science behind it. I'm still researching about it. But majority of the people that have, so many people that have changed engines have actually experienced that problem. It's just that a young moroka yali yamanyi nga HHZibu. Okitegeera mangu. Abavuga moroka zo automatic bayinza obutakimanya because an automatic car is easy. Bwebuza amu kumanya oyongera bwongezi muliro ne yeeyongerayo. But with the manual, esobola okubuza amaanyi ne mu nnamba emu ng'egabulizaamu. I think that's why I don't know why women with big nyash are stupid. So stupid. Ekigambo kinene nnyo, don't say that bad word. Abana jabagamba. I no longer go for nyash by experience. Anti kati nyash ne weba si amaanyi nnyo. Nyash ne weba si amaanyi nnyo. sorry emboze emanyi okukwatamu akati eno ya so bw'oba tolina nnyashi kola sente. Good morning Saidi Mukose, Derek Lule, good morning. Ono nga akuba eŋŋombe jamu tamulaba. Bantu bange wano wendabidde nyina ebizibu bye mbadde sirabangako, ebizibu by'okweraliikirira jamu. Nze mbadde nga mbeera ne full tanka yange, era naye omuntu agenda okugula Corolla yange agenda kweyagala. Emmoroka erimu half tanka y'amafuta, emmoroka erimu half tanka y'amafuta, atandikirawo kweyagala bweyegazi. Mwe abagula emmoroka, how many times have you bought a car that has a half tank of fuel? How many times? Nze mwennyini sikirabangako. Omusajja gwe twagula naye Crown, you remember the Crown guy yagula emmoroka erimu full tanka y'amafuta. Oyo yeyeka gwe naalabye yagula emmoroka ng'erimu amafuta mangi. Abalala bonna tugula emmoroka nga tugulirewo n'amafuta nga tunana givugamu tugula amafuta. Okitegeera. Mr. Arthur, please, with Toyota Fielder and Wish, you know my area, Mikolo. If not, pick up and drop off. That's what I'm planning. What can I do? Starch bw'oli Mikolo, gula Wish. You buy a Wish. Nemwe kajjaamu kano. Tuli bumper to bumper, kambalagi. Kajjaamu, tuli bumper to bumper, akatala kageji kata kabulinkinga kati nze bino saabimanyiira. Arthur, Vitz 1000 ne Primo old model. Juma, you're asking an obvious question. A beginner should be buying a Vitz 1000, but I'm thinking you're talking about the Vitz I'm in. Don't buy the Vitz old model. Ngaya 1000 liter. Nafu kwendo. It's a fact. Nafu kwendo. Ochitegera. Arthur, it's rain. Yes, it's raining. Ate nkuba ya amaanyi. Ogiraba. Nkuba ya amaanyi nga bw'ogiraba. Yenza amafuta genyina mu mmotoka muno gamatono n'amalako akantu kabulinkinga kanzijukiza. Abantu jamu abatabudde batandise okukuba eŋŋombe bali leeti wano okwekozesa we kunyumira anti nze gwe bagenda olinda ku mulimu. Basigala bakola. Mr. Arthur, your Vitz, is it manual or auto? Cause literally Mr. Arthur tayagala automatic. Era start sivuga automatic mvuga CVT. Sivuga automatic mvuga CVT. Automatic nazigoba mvuga CVT. Abai enkuba y'omugirabye ate I am sure enkuba eno yereese jaamu. Enkuba eno bw'ogigottamu abagwagwa b'e Kampala emmoloka tezirina gye ziraga, tezirina ne bw'oba oyagala kubanga abagwagwa b'e Kampala obalaba ayingira ekkubo nga talina gy'alaga ne beesiba ne mubeeraawo kati kwegamba Ronaldo eyina good number 3333 eno nyangu yakujjukira kanzizeko akataala kaffe anti emmotoka buli bwe yakanga nteekako akataala ng'ekyo kigenda. ate starting alwaki seyagala obula guys, I used to not be like this, by the way. I used to not be like this, but there is one thing that I've learned, that it does not matter how you feel, it does not matter where you are, life will go on. So the best thing you can do is be positive about whatever situation you're going through. It also genda kutonziremu nywe ya mafuta na yate sinna kadomola toto yekisase no nkitya nduso genda yonywa neka ninde kankam ngenda kupambana ngende ku shero ya wali waggulu wali eri ekoto sijja kugenda kweno toto yekisase nze nti empewo ate abanywa amafuta agatajuza tanka bakuba empewo notajimanya na jimanya kakati Corolla yange nyo rugendo rwa Corolla nga nalumaze na yonda. Corolla has been nothing but joy. The Corolla has been too reliable. Yes. No, are you disturbing your back?
No, it's not.
Why is mommy disturbing? Mommy, why are you disturbing my son? So, my guy, the Corolla has been nothing but pure reliability and joy. Nothing. Never nange lero ewatindo tunayita ffe. Lero ewatindo tetujja kuyita. Ene enkube netonya bweti. Bonna kati wajjudde amazzi. By the way, twafunye any link about the auction house yet? House nga sigimanyi. Enkuba erimu omukono gwa government, Ministry y'ebigwa bitalaze should come out and explain to us. Mwe guy, the Corolla, actually yesterday I was with my neighbor in the Kanangamba naye, because ye neighbor wange bambi yaine moroka naye musumbuwa muko na ajiva nako. Nangamba naye manyaka moroka kakabadde reliable. Kakubadde reliable. No kavuga mwaka ku mwaka katekafa. And by the way, you guys, that Corolla has been traveling 80 kilometers, more than 80 kilometers every day. And it never once made me sleep on the road. It never once broke down on the road. That's one thing I can tell you. Jakwali wao nakulu yaite charging, atwali to batikola kula pre-purchase inspection yani. Moroka yo ngate charging, omanye moroka yo webate charging ne steering ekaluba. But I quickly fixed that chali chigitawanya yi. It was a fuse yali ekubi. So they fixed it that day. Atera te yanemeza kukubo najivuganga ne steering yaye ekaluba no buta charging bwayo. Jukira moroka ya manyu kati ngabo enjira parking kaserengeto. Ngabo enzijanga ninya kubatwa yitu nokola pre-purchase inspection yomusajje gwe. Na parking kaserengeto bwenzija nenyiga kulacha bubum nentegula netugenda. Okitegeera. You know we are looking for auction connections. You want to buy houses? Arthur, good morning. Can you please talk about the Toyota Auris 2015? I've not really seen it. All those, let me tell you one thing you need to know about those new cars. Yusuf, new cars, no mechanic should lie to you that they know what problem they will come. Everything that you get on Google is what a mechanic will get on Google. Any other problem that can happen in Uganda will happen while you drive that car. I'm telling you. So you take your chance, drive your car, take your chance, drive by your car and see whatever challenge comes. As long as you can afford that car, buy it. That's the only thing I can tell you. No mechanic in Uganda knows the challenges that those new cars. A 2015 car is almost new. That's one thing I can tell you. Because right, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 20, 23. It's literally 9 years old. 9-year-old cars are new. Kufe. Abantu bavuga moroka ya 2008 ne bavimbira ku bantu ne bavuma novuma. Gogenda vugule moroka ya 2015. Gula atekate eyo nayo Corolla. Nemwe bantu mwe. Botandi kuvuga moroka otandi kozira. Bakati vitsi nziraba buli wamu. Vitsi nziraba buli wamu. Omukyala yalize n'atwala moroka eno bw'abagitwala. N'agitwala mangu n'aginjawo n'enzira mu moroka yange. Omulundi gumu. Abawo abangami moroka okyaja. Moroka enkolo terina buzibu. Terina buzibu. Teri muntu ateeka fulutaka mu moroka nvundu. Taliyo. Abantu ateeka fulutaka mu moroka. Be bantu nga moroka ze bavuga. Kyekyo steady. Arthur, bw'owaana vits sijja ne bw'owaana vits sijja kugoberera. Kuba wanjagaza Corolla nenva ku nnuwa ne Mark to Grand. Naye vits moroka nnungi. Anti Bashiri bwoba oli mu bede naye munnaye bwoba weetandika kavitsi kano nze kendabye kakola amakulu esinga eri waggulu kankendeeze kavitsi kano kakola amakulu ne kati ne wanna wojjamu atukwatirewo bannange But now, Mr. Arthur, that CVT Vitz you're driving, Banang, with the distance you drive on a daily, we need to manage because you told us we just drive 1.5 liter. We just drive 1.5 cc and above depending on what we do, sir. Anti kati nze moroka sigitikka. Nze ntambulira munze, mukyala wange, n'abaana bange babiri. Ku bano bonna abantu nze nzitowa nyina kilo 7.2. Mukyala wange alayika ali mu kilo nga 5.5. Oba nkaaga ekinene nnyo. Tayinza weza nkaaga. Toziweza. Wansi ngobadde oweza nkaaga wali badde omenyamu. Naye mwesobolera. So alinga 5.5 ye babero gensitula nangenze ku bench. So kati oyo wa 5 bano ba kilo 10 wakitegeera ne kile bibi tezuza na zuweza. And also one thing you need to understand, the trouble is not actually with the CVT gearbox. The trouble is with the engine. Wakitegeera I've been telling you that you should I've been telling you should be buying 1.5 liter cars and above depending on what you do. This 1 liter is different. In 1 liter naye yanjawulo. Simanyi nange nkugambe navuga makamoto kaka nali nkasuubira okustrugglinga nga tekastrugglinga mu yadde. Ate nkugambe there is a lady twamugulira 1.3 liter. In 1 liter gisinga amaanyi. Okitegeera stache. So there are some things that you have to experience yourself for you to know what actually works. Sit. Come say hello to these people. Come say hello, people.
Hello, people.
You're good? You ask them how are you. You ask them how are you, people.
Hello, people.
That's Ragnar. That's Aban's little brother. So, oyo aina akavuyo bw'omugambako gwaba mutawaanya ne bw'oba ky'omugambako kituufu. Hop. Cough more. Cough again with more energy. You have a cute, beautiful son. This Ragnarok. Mumara gundi. He has to be strong. Not so? Powerful. Energetic. Thank you. Ragnar Yusuf has said hello. I saw a guy driving around the shape overloaded. Nganemu maso kastrusi. Ebyo bye bitte motoka, by the way, you guys. Era nkimanyi neyo Corolla yange okutuko gikyusa yingine. Kyaji nafu yeri yingine. Oyo musajja agitikanga nyama to. Okumanya abasajja bo mu kyalo e Masaka. Tebasaasira moroka. Okitegeera. Where is your bag? Okay, grab it. I think I leave you here. Okay. But guys, use Raum to drive XL trips. I think it's wrong. Yeah, it's definitely wrong. Mama Abani yakuzalira abaana abalungi yetaaga kugulira kuwa kirabo kyambaga ffe tulye emmere. Embaga agenda kugirya. Embaga agenda kugirya. Ragnar, a future professional boxer. Njagala Katna, you guys will be surprised. I wanted to give my boys Norwegian names, and I think we first of all we chose a name called Olav because there is a king, a Norwegian king called Kong Olav. So it sounded kingly, but then I realized Olav is not. Olav sounds like a name of a break dancer, yeah. And I wanted my kids to be, strong boys. So that's when I was looking for a name that I can give him that like projects strength on him, and then that's when I looked for Ragnar. That's when I looked for Ragnar, and yeah. I have an engineer who says cars below 1.3 liters are not cars and not babera motorcycles. Babera wakati. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. But I've driven all sorts of cars, and I find that zikiza naye kana akamoto kazi simanyi battery yako, so I have to turn off the engine. So I've driven all cars. I've driven 2-liter cars. I've driven 2.4-liter cars. I've driven 3-liter cars. I can tell you that I think the extra power is not necessary. Like you see, like a Mark X is 2.4 liter. I think it could work well with a 2-liter engine. I find that the Harrier that is 3 liter, it could do very well with a 2.4 liter. I find that the extra power that you have with your cars is not really necessary. Like after driving this car, it's 1 liter. And Jivuze now how many days coming from home and going back and doing my errands. I've been running, like I've been looking for locations for.
Let me tell you the truth. You speak with the voices in high definition.
Demba mulaba jamu ono mburo kuparkinga nsoke mulinda kakane because jendaga nakatala kanka nakablinkinga nyinzo funira yebizibu kati bakula batanga vitize kusiseko naye kati waliwo omuntu avuga vitize kana katala kablinkinga kama ane kavaako n'omanya nti kati wendi nyina okunywa oba bwe kaba kablinkinga o parkinga oba nywa amafuta kuba wendi wano jamu muyitirivu ate tewali petrol station ntuusa okuparkinga nzininde jamu agweyo malize broadcast ya mwe bulungi ebintu ebimu bye nino kola. Yeah, I have work to do. Gwembadde nyino kola. Why don't I find a spot park and do my assignments? Nyina wako manyi naddayo okusoma. So I have an assignment to hand in next Friday and it needs to be approved by my supervisor. Let me park somewhere, do this assignment. By the time I'm done with this assignment, nejama jaba akended, then I proceed to office. Sigenda kubona abona nasi. You can be surprised. I used to drive a 1.5 liter. I never got scared of jam. Now I'm scared of jam because akatala ka blinking akambalagi. Akatala ka blinking. Okalaba. Akatala ka blinking. Bwe blinking akati abali bavuze kumuruka ezina digital fuel gauges. What happens? Kuba okusinga okumala obudde mu jam. Kangende nkola assignment yange somewhere, then obudde bwe esaawa eyo gye nali maze mu jam njikole mu kawaaka kange. By the time I'm done with that assignment ne jam ajaba akendedde ngende ku office without trouble. Sigenda yingira jam. Let me find a place to park. Bane kabasibule nkola assignment because it's also part of life. It's a very important part of my life. Nina basibula nga computer bwe egenda ko, of course ka computer yange eno yenyina ya amaanyi egenda ko in like 2 seconds, but ngenda kusoma kumanya basibule so that I do my assignment. Nga ne jambo akenzo jambo sigenda ku emoroke egende nsikeko munjogerere atha twamulabe nga agula amafuta mu kadomola. You can drive for 6 kilometers. Kabulinkinze kiro deep in coffee kana kata kabulinkinze ndi matugga kolaba. Gwe ko gaba drive 6 kilometers. Akata da kabulinkinga. Kabulinkinze banange sorry about that. Akata la ko gamba deep in coffee. Kabulinkinze ngenda matugga ngandi awo ku mabanda nga nyingira wange. Nenkavuga nga kablinkinga nenkaleta paka mu kibuga kampakinge. When it stops blinking just know awo kaba kaweddem. Kampakinge nkolerebwa na assignment kasita sina kyembadde. Banange guys, let me remind you, I do pre-purchase inspection. When you're going to buy a car. Banange akantu nkamutings chichi chikanjagaza. I do pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car and you want to get a good deal, you want to get a good car, I'm your man. You pay for only 400,000. That covers me and the mechanic for 2 days in the Central Business District. If your car is outside Kampala, then you definitely have to buy fuel. I allow you to come with only 1 extra person because I already have a mechanic in the car. So 2 of you, and then sometimes we have to carry a broker in the car who takes us to a car. So those are 3 people, and this is a 5-seater. So I want to make sure bantu banji ngolinga zogula proti. ozegula motoka. It's not really something that is too big. Funa yo muntu omugo wesiga gwa anategeera nawe. Are you ever seen Wish in Manuel? Yes, I've seen a Wish that is Manuel Bashir. Najira bake Masaka. The day I went to buy the Corolla, I saw that Wish. Aren't the boys going to school? They have gone to school. But dropping okusomero. Gula amafuta tetwagala kirala. Ngenda gula amafuta mu Edwin. Na yate moroka tenda bwe ngula amafuta omukazi najja n'atwale moroka ye ngagana okumpa sente zange amafuta nagula amafuta navuga amafuta gange kubwere. Mundeke. Kanene tekemu at least eche 10. Omukyala ayinza okujja n'agamba mpe motoka yange. Moroka saagigulira nze. Wadde empomade, as long as you still have that one bar with a blink, it's okay until that one bar left is gone. That's where it's dangerous. Let me do my assignment. Kamba so kumanya bana guy. Don't forget, I also sell tracking devices. Tracking devices are very important for your cars. If you drive a car like this car that you have invested a lot of your money in, you don't want that car to be stolen. So my tracking devices are good. You can stop the engine. You can actually stop the engine. You can stop the engine. You can see where your car is going in real time. You can track it in real time. You can see where it was in the past, even if it's 365 days. It's a very powerful tracking device. You can there's one of 450. You can call the tracker and listen to the people in the car what they are saying. The one of 350 does all the other things, but you can't call it. Yeah. Mugalasi Joshua Webarekela, Africa Carota, Mutumba Pade, Waboyi Nelson, Tusime Eddie, Wam Wycliffe, Ronald Nimpamia, Moses Heath, Cosmas Agaba, Access News, Solo Extra, Antonio, Dowens Bwambale, Chris Da Vinci, Waze Alvin, Muyombia Mac, Bukenya Abi, Mutumba Pade, High Voltage, Edwin Mugirwa, Richard Nabong, Jumbo Juma, Access News, Omeja Moses, Nicholas Kaziwe, Gerald Sonko, Chris Da Vinci, Paulo, Muanga Badiru, Bukenya Abe, Fred Adukule, Lawyer Brian, Frederick Bwire, Modric, Ismail Sebuliba, Charles Nkugwa, Pablo Henry, Bashir Mukarazi, Ismail Sebuliba, Deepin Kofi, Paul Ntegeda Great, Taremwa Agre, Steve Barros, Bananga Wensoma Manyagan. I want to remind you, Bambi, don't get too attached to earthly things. Emoroka yange mujiraba. Enuma okubange egenda. But just know there's always something that can give you better value. Now, of course, I'm buying this car much more higher than what I'm selling the Corolla. But the attachment I have to the Corolla should be attached to the usefulness of that Corolla. And me letting go of the Corolla should be attached to the usefulness the next car I get has to me. Remember, I was telling you, but under the circumstances that are happening right now, there is no way I can keep that car. Probably like a year or two from now. Why? Because I want to keep it. But right now, under the circumstances, no manya where you are in life. It's important. No te panka nyo. No te panka nyo gamantia kanjisiga. Well, there are times when you really need the capital. Nga sento zeta gata chikuyamba kutuza moroka bidi wali nga ate emoso rojitunda nekola sente. Ate mujugende yora enaitwa agara mu sente. So oyino kusigala ngo okola emirimu. Steve Barrow, Stephen Barungi, Ronald Nimpame nakumazeta Bo Frank, Benjamin Bisebuma, Adam, Louis Musanje, Michael, Baba Kasule, James Raymond, Sebuma Adam, Kasekandi Sylvester, Kanso Patrick Asiku, Reynald Jordan, Chuka Ivan, Jombe Juma, Tusime Eddie, Nsereko Starch, Gulu, Saidi Mukose, Derek Lule, Muroza Yusuf Lugonda, Muroza Sibamazeyo bantu mwe. Preacher Joseph, the original gospel church, obadobuze. Jacob Sewankambo, Fred Adukule nakumaze, Yusuf Suleiman, Jonah Kiki, Nabari Mukamoli. I don't take it for granted. I know there are so many of you guys. Nabari Mukamoli, thank you for being part of this broadcast. I know you use a lot of data, use a lot of effort. I definitely don't take it for granted. I hope that your time Joe spending akuchane no o inamucho ofuna munti atete kusara busazi. Pablo Henry, Kabuso Viani, final muntu agenda kuona namukadde. Na ira sibuze Subaru Viani. your left foot is gonna swell so big very soon because the idleness it's getting nowadays is only manufactured in Japan. It used to be very busy as it shifted. Man, Fred, my left leg. John Okudach. Yes, how much are the tracking devices? The tracking devices, one is for 350. That's the normal one. Turn off the engine, track the car in real time, track where it has been in history. You get alerts whenever there's overspeeding, a battery has been disconnected and stuff like that. And then there's one for 450 that has all that and voice activation. You can call it and listen to the people in the car, whatever they're saying. Matovu Jude, Louis Musanje, Michael, Chris Da Vinci. When the light blinks, it means you are on reserve fuel in the tank. When it stops blinking and it's sold, it means you're out of fuel. Abdul Tanzi, yeah, never know kambasibu. Let me do some work here. Echim parking sizano because ori jamu zisija akatara kablinking ngende moroke nsikireke yon swalinze nambantu nga kavitizi kasas kasise. Let me do my work from here. I have one number left. Zili number satu zetukolo. Manye kusema kwa abantu abakutekula number 10. Zibe number satu na yenga zilimu egumba. So I'm on number 3. I'm on number 3. Let me do this work from here. Submit. Supervisor ataniko yitamu. Then inve wanongende ku office. Temweda bidabana kulaba the cafe. Kurokuna walio. Kurokuna which is today. Which is today? Today is Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, today is Wednesday. I have a class today. What am I? I have a class today, but I'm going to be late. So tomorrow we have a repeat for the cafe at exactly midday. I have a class today that I'm supposed to teach. I forgot about that. But guys, mukama omukisa, I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. Temwera byakumpa mirimu ja pre-purchase inspection, munguleko tracker, munguleko ka alarm, ngenda bale tena jump starting machines by the way ngenda zisubula. Of course natumiza ye mu bintu bye natumiza, njara kusoka ndabe bwekola, then ndio kemba guze. Mukama bawo omukisa bagayi bange.